Okay, I'm about to make beef stroganoff. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt 8 tablespoons of butter into my skillet. Okay, so now my butter is melted. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 pounds of beef chuck roast to it. That I got from a meat market. Break up my chuck roast. Then I'm just gonna brown this. I'm gonna cook this until it gets brown. I'm gonna cook my beef until it browns in my butter. And I have my skillet on medium heat. I'm just gonna cook it until it browns. Okay, so now I've browned my beef. It's brown. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some green onions right here. I'm gonna take my green onions and I'm gonna cut them right here. About right here. I'm gonna cut them right here. Then I'm gonna chop them up. Chop them up like this. Then I'm gonna push my beef to the side, like this. And I'm gonna add my green onions to it. I'm gonna add my green onions. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let my green onions cook for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna let them cook for about 5 minutes in the pan. Okay, so I let my onions cook for 5 minutes. So now I'm just gonna incorporate them into the beef. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So I'm gonna push my beef over to one side. Then I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Four tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Then I'm gonna add 1 can I'm gonna mix my flour in. I'm gonna mix it in. With my juices. Incorporate all my flour. And then I'm gonna add 1 can of Campbell's condensed beef broth. 1 can of Campbell's condensed beef broth. Then I'm just gonna bring this to a boil. It smells amazing. I'm gonna bring this to a boil. I'm gonna let this come to a boil. Now, as I'm bringing this to a boil, I'm gonna stir it constantly. So I'm gonna stir it constantly as I'm bringing it to a boil. But ultimately, I'm gonna bring it to a boil. Okay, so now once I've brought it to a boil, I'm gonna turn my heat to low, to simmer. I'm gonna simmer it. And then I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. And half a teaspoon of pepper. And I'm just gonna let this simmer for 1 hour. I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna cover it and let it simmer. For 1 hour. I'm gonna stirring my spices, incorporate it. And then I'm just gonna cover this. I'm just gonna cover it and I'm gonna let it simmer for an hour before I serve it. And that's the first part of this, of your beef stroganoff.